Okay, number 6. It is the what faster EFT believes to be true. So this is number 6 on the opening. Number 6, and we're going to read this out loud to the group. We just read the healing attitudes, the 64 7 steps of the healing attitudes. Now we're going to do the beliefs. So the programs and the belief structure of the belief system in which you participate, being church, being household, being another 12-step program, their success will your success will be determined on their belief structure and what they believe to be true, and that's at the level that your healing will be available. So, number 1, Faster EFT believes that the cause of all problems start at birth. From the moment on we get exposed to everything outside of us, we begin to experience the world, and those experiences are recorded in our minds and memories. There are people in our world as a child that affect and impact us. The reason why we have our certain problems is because of the environment that we came from, because of what we have learned. It is from this information that is stored within our minds that will trigger the body to respond our perception. Truly, the cause of all problems is perception, how we perceive, feel, interpret, and represent the world. Our representation comes from all the memories and experiences. If we change them, we start seeing the world differently. And as you go on in this 12-step program for the T.A.P 12-step program, you will notice how this plays out in our lives. Number 2, Faster EFT believes the body's system works perfectly. Instead of an energy block, it's a physical reaction to what the mind holds and perceives consciously and or unconsciously. The physical reaction in the body is a creation, not a blockage. It could be disruptive feelings, but it is creative disruption. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You are successfully producing something based on what you hold within your mind. The body's reaction isn't the cause of our problems, but rather it's an expression of what we hold within our minds. You are working perfectly to manifest the things in your life. When you change the programs in your mind, you will change your life. The body is just a servant to your mind. It follows wherever your thoughts go. Number 3, Faster EFT operates within the structure system that always works. We all have self-adaptive behaviors to keep us aligned with what we have recorded within us based on our experiences. Some people may call this the saboteur within, or the ego, or energy spinning backwards, or even a psychological reversal, which means that energy in your body is reversed. It undoes the work. By smell of food, for example, you have the problem again. So, we understand that the psychological reversal does not exist because we know how to step into the mind, change all the resources and then there can be no reversal. We're looking at all angles and we eliminate everything that they use to create the problem. That's what we do in the eutaptics. There's practitioners that have the skills to be able to do that for you. Number 4, aim directly at trances, hypnotic states, the problem. There is no guessing and no setup phase. We let the client unconsciously mind do all the work. We aim directly at the trances by putting them back into memory and associating. Then we use the defractionization, or we use what we call the meridians that help. We're creating neurological synapses that we're interrupting the old feeling and relaxing the body so it can have new connections. Okay. The most important part is to create changes, and it's to understand how and why they have problems. So we use specifically we ask questions that allow us to go and find structures and patterns on how you successfully create your problem. So belief system, memories, subconsciously we hold, it's a survival mechanism that we do as human, and so we hold that, which helps us successfully create things that we don't no longer need. We don't need to react a certain way because we're not in that situation, but we have programmings and information that allows us to still step into that. So we believe here that we can go into those structures and we can release, rewrite, and rewire your memories and create new ones that allow you to step into the desired outcome, the new life that you want, need, or would like to have. Okay, so that allows us to see how successfully you're creating your problems. It is the key on how do you know you have the problem. So that is what we believe to be true. Now we have, the next step is, okay. Number 5. Number 5, the belief system. And we operate from absolutes. So this means it is based on the foundation that it is absolutely true wherever, and you don't have to believe in anything new to agree with the concepts that we work out of. The belief system is just as true if you lived in a tribe in Africa or in the high rise in Hong Kong. Seek truth and fall in love with truth. If it doesn't work, then be honest and make adjustments. Truth grows and changes. So number 1, before we were born, the stage was set. The environment existed, the culture, the family dynamics, the religions. You know, if you're from the Middle East or the Midwest, we have belief structures. We have unknown, structures, beliefs. Okay, number 2, your caregivers, your parents, your grandparents, already had their skills and their talents and their problems before you arrived. So mom was already the nagger, dad was already the alcoholic, the uncle was already a drug addict. You know, there was already talents and skills and people managing their own lives, how they sit. And then you were born. Number 3, birth. You are born into the world and its environments. Number 4, these are absolute truths, guys. Number 4, they affected, influenced, and trained you to be the way they thought was correct for you at that time. So your parents tell you about the tooth fairy. They tell you about Christmas. Your parents tell you about don't have sex out of marriage. And they trained you however they trained you. Now, so that's the truth. How they thought that it would, the way they were able to. Number 5, from your experiences, you developed a coping skill and a perception. So you developed a coping skill. So they told you something and you decided to cope with it this way or that way, either positively or negatively, either survival or hurt and pain. That was the coping skill and perception that we as little kids start negotiating and judging. Number 6, from experiences, the child develops a self-identity within. So, I am whatever. I am. So we start creating identities. You know, our parents say we're this and we're that. Our school says we're this and we're that. And we start saying, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not good enough, I'm, smart, I'm dumb, because we perceived something that was said, and at that time we said that wasn't good enough. So, number 7. From this identity, the child will begin to operate and survive within this world. Number 8, therefore, all seemingly problems are metaphoric expressions built from inner references, even if we consciously don't remember. Now, this program, T.A.P, 12-step program, are for people who are already learning this mindset. This is a particular mindset. So this will allow you to come from a different place. And a metaphoric expression is just an idea of the feeling of the expression, which you probably already know. Number 9, at some point, we might ask the big question, why do I have problems? There are many different doctrines to explain why. So if you're a Christian, it's because you're a sinner. If you're a Catholic, because you're a fornicator. If you're in the psychology world, it's because you have this behavior, this disorder. And if, it's just depending, if you're with a family member, you're the scapegoat, whatever it is, there's that. That's what we believe to be 100% true. Fact, true. You were born. They affected you. You got influenced. You created an identity. You used that identity to create your life. And step 10 is, why is a bad question. We don't ask why we have problems. Here in this mindset, we ask, how do I know that bothers me? How do I know that that doesn't feel good? So we go into how we know, and we find the resources and the proofs and the belief system that helps support that. And then we clean it up. We take full responsibility for our emotional well-being, and we clean it up. Okay, so now, so at this point, I am going to look for the welcome. I'm going to, okay. Okay, guys, so next step.